Hello Pharma aspirants, welcome to GDC English classes YouTube channel. So this English channel is specifically for to provide classes in the English language for South India pharma students, especially for GPAT, NIPER, drug inspector as well as pharmacist and other pharma competitive exams. So here in this short video we are going to discuss regarding the classification of the antiviral drugs, antiretroviral drugs with interesting tricks as well as mnemonics along with basic concept orientation. So the name itself indicating antiviral drugs, nothing but antiretroviral drugs for treatment of viral infections. Okay, so coming to the classification, the trick is United Nation price. The trick is United Nation price. The first letter U, that is uncoating inhibitor. So if this is the virus contains a coat. If this coat is removed, the content present inside the virus will come out into the host cell and that starts replication. So here our drugs like rimantadine, amantadine inhibit the uncoating of the virus and decrease the replication of the virus in the human cells. Next, neuraminidase inhibitor. So neuraminidase is the enzyme responsible for the spreading of viral infection from infected cell to non-infected cell. If this neuraminidase was inhibited, then no spreading of viral infection from infected to non-infected cell. Drugs like oseltamivir, drugs like zanamivir inhibit the neuraminidase enzyme and especially helps in treatment of influenza virus infection. So Mivir, especially Mivir, oseltamivir, janamivir are the two drugs inhibit neuraminidase enzyme. Next, protease enzyme inhibitor. Protease is the enzyme responsible for conversion of large polypeptide to simple proteins and also make inactive proteins to active proteins which are helps in the virus replication. If protease enzyme was inhibited, then no further protein synthesis in the virus and no replication of the new virus particle. So drugs like all navir, saquinavir, indinavir, ritonavir, lopinavir, protease navir. So saquinavir, indinavir, ritonavir, lopinavir, atazanavir, many number of drugs are there. If the drug is end with navir, that is protease inhibitor. Okay. So if you observe, all antiviral drugs commonly containing VIR, that is antiviral drugs. So in even there are many subclassification of the drugs are there. So all the subclassification with some interesting trick and mnemonic I am giving. So please try to remember, because like this explanation will helps you remember all examples without any confusion. So Mivir, neuraminidase inhibitor, Navir, protease inhibitor. Next, reverse transcriptase inhibitor. Reverse transcriptase is an enzyme responsible for the reverse transcription in the virus, especially virus replication. Because in human beings, from the RNA, DNA will be produced. In case of virus, from the DNA, RNA produced reverse transcription with help of reverse transcriptase enzyme. There are two categories of reverse transcriptase enzyme inhibitor. One is nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor and another one is the non-nucleoside, that is NRTI, nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. The trick is late students did and JID. So late students JID and did, the trick is lamivudine, abacavir, tenofovir, emtricitabine, stavudine, didanosine, zidovudine. All these drugs comes under nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. The meaning, these drugs having structural similarity with the nucleosides of DNA as well as RNA. Next, non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. The name itself indicating these drugs are not having structural similarity with the nucleosides. The non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors example is DEN, that is delaviridine, efavirenz, nevirapine. And drugs like efavirenz, 𝘎𝙁 prevent transfer of HIV infection from the mother to baby in the pregnant woman. Next, integrase inhibitor. Next is the integrase inhibitor. Regarding the integrase is an enzyme responsible for integration of human host cell DNA, that is human DNA with viral DNA, and forms a new DNA. That new DNA easily escape from our immune system and go for further replication of new virus particle. But here we have to inhibit this integrase enzyme, and we have to prevent a new DNA synthesis from mixture of human as well as virus DNA. So the drugs inhibit integrase enzyme are all gravirs like raltegravir, 𝘿𝙂𝙎𝙬, dolutegravir, bictegravir, whatever it may be drug, it containing VIR, that is antiviral drug. And here integrase inhibitors containing the integrase, the name itself enzyme containing TEGRA. So like the scientists also very clever like you people. So they also based on raltegra, 𝘿𝙂𝙎𝙬, dolutegra, bictegra. I mentioned in red color. Next, chemokine receptor antagonist. So chemokine receptors are the receptors present on the host CD4 cells. Host is nothing but human being, our body. So in our body, CD4 cells containing CCR5 are chemokine receptors. So to these chemokine receptors, virus particle will bind on human cell. So slowly it enter into the human cell and start replication. So this is the first stage. So this is the stage where you can inhibit virus enter into the body to prevent replication at the starting point. The first point we have to do, block chemokine receptor. If chemokine receptors are blocked, no binding of virus particle on the CD4 cells. If there is no binding of virus particle on the CD4 cells, no entry of virus into host cell, no replication of virus in the host cell, and no spreading of the infection. So drugs like Virax, Vicrivirac, Aplavirac, Maravirac, Virax are chemokine receptor antagonist and prevent binding of the virus particle on the CD4 cells. Next, entry or fusion inhibitor. The drug is enforvatide, En entry, Fu or fusion. Entry or fusion of virus into the CD4 cells. So once the virus binding on the receptors of CD4 cells, the next step it enter into the CD4 cell. So the entry or fusion of virus particle into the CD4 cells inhibit by enforvatide, En entry, Fu nothing but fusion. Entry or fusion of virus particle into CD4 cell inhibit by using enforvatide. Enforvatide. Okay. And next, the miscellaneous category like others. Interferons ribavirin. Ribavirin is regarded as a broad spectrum antiviral drug. Can inhibit both DNA type as well as RNA type virus. And when coming to the interferons, what are the interferons? Interferons are the glycoproteins produced by the viral infected cells. So that is our host cells. The host cells which are infected with viral infection, they produce these interferons, and these interferons are having the antiviral action. They having inhibitory effect on virus. So the scientists observed this and they developed interferons in the laboratory, and which shows excellent action in the treatment of virus infections, especially hepatitis viral infections. Okay. And here DNA polymerase inhibitor like purine derivatives, acyclovir, val-acyclovir, gancioclovir, pencioclovir, famcioclovir, cidofovir. Purine derivatives as a DNA polymerase inhibitor in the virus and oppose the DNA synthesis in the virus particle. Next, pyrimidine derivative, idoxuridine, and non-nucleoside derivative is the phoscarnate. Non-nucleoside derivative is the phoscarnate. Okay, so this is simply about the classification of the antiviral drugs with easy tricks and mnemonics based on the basics as well as a conceptual orientation. Okay, so like this interesting videos, subscribe to GDC English channel. So share to your friends, juniors as well as your seniors. So GDC English classes providing lectures for GPAT, NIPER, Drug Inspector as well as pharmacist exams. Okay, thank you.